Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Social Scene Podcast. This is where culture, community, and connection meet and how social media plays a role in that. My name is Elena Kacan.
And I'm Meredith Dean. We're talking about all the behind the scenes moments where online meets offline. And we have a really awesome episode today with very special guest. I'm sure you guys know her, Ohavia Phillips-Reed. And we're also going to be talking a lot about professional and personal brand, which is definitely a big hot topic right now. And also, I got a lot of tea.
I'm so excited. Mare, it's been a while. We haven't seen each other in a while. Like, for the listeners behind the scenes, like, we hang out a lot, but we film this once a month. And, you know, it's good to be back.
Oh, yeah. And you've been busy.
Busy.
Real busy. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Also, big shout out to Star Room, too.
I know. I love Star Room. Obviously, you guys know we're in this amazing studio. We could be doing this virtually, but we're not. We're here in person. They have an amazing studio off of Park Road. So if anybody's looking for podcast services, video, marketing, they have it all. So thank you guys for having us. They are the lovely sponsor for the show.
Love you guys.
They're the
deeply.
best. You'll see a big shout out later. But
And speaking of love.
Yes. Speaking of love, Valentine's Day is coming up. You'll probably see this later, but we are around Valentine's Day, and you just did something really cool that I think we need to talk about.
I did something I was horrified to do. So I've been doing this series on social media called Wing Woman Wednesday.
Yes.
And it started with that post that we did of Joy. So Joy is one of our besties in our group chat.
Yep.
And I was at a Panthers game and I just randomly said, I have the most beautiful friend in the world. Y'all have got to see her. And that thing went viral, over 2 million views.
Insane.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I love doing this and just hyping people up.
Yeah.
Especially we have so many just beautiful, kind women who are just so radiant online, offline, and just great humans, but it's hard to find their partner and their equal. And that's also something we talk about with Ohavia coming up, finding your equal there. So anyway, did that video. And then I was like, I need to start featuring other people because no one wants the dating apps anymore. And sorry, at Hinge and Bumble, if you guys do want to sponsor our podcast, that's fine.
We're down.
We are down. But a lot of people, they're finding it really hard to find their person on the
Yeah.
dating app. So I'm like, I'm going to create these dating profiles for people that are looking for their forever person. And you know I'm a big fan of people who are single. I love it. Do your single
Yes.
thing too. This is just for folks that do want to find their forever person or they're ready. And so
Well, you've been featuring everybody else, and
I finally decided I'm going to feature myself.
here we are. Dun, dun, dun.
And I just decided to do this post and I got real specific on what I wanted.
Yes.
I mean, I got into the human rights component. If you've ever voted for Trump, don't bother.
Don't call me.
Do not call me. I can't do. Listen,
DMs
we can
are
have a
closed.
healthy DMs are closed to anything when it comes to Donald Trump. But also, you know, faith is something that's important to me. So someone who's maybe omnist, that would be really cool. We can get an omnism later. But I mean, even talking about traveling and if they have a dual passport, dual citizenship, we love, if they speak another language. And I posted these pictures and I ended up getting way more DMs than what I thought.
The response was overwhelming.
It was, but it was funny how it's like it was a bunch of followers that were connecting me to people, to someone else that was not on social media. So I ended up setting up about like 4 dates.
As you should.
Which I'm very excited about. And it's funny because I guess I thought that people knew I was single and I've been looking for a person, but
sometimes you just got to explicitly say it.
sometimes you got to do it. And that was a big deal. And it was scary for me because, you know, that's a very personal thing versus a professional thing. And I do use social media as part of my business. And this follower of mine, she reaches out to me. Shout out Carmen. And I haven't hung out with her in real life, but she goes, I think I have your perfect person, and starts naming everything. I mean, even like this guy had protected folks from ICE. Like, I mean, it's just wild. Just it was like everything I'd been looking for. We ended up going on a coffee date on Saturday. It was one of the best dates I've ever had at Amelie's. It was so great. And I was just like, how does this person exist? And he said the same thing. He's like, I don't know
How we missed each other.
And
yeah.
we wouldn't have met each other because he doesn't use Instagram. So
Yeah.
it was her that saw the post and reached out to him. And then one of my other clients also set me up on another coffee date. He reached out to me. He's like, hey, I have a great person that I work with. I think you guys would be a good fit. So
Talk about the power of social media.
power
Like,
of social media.
we love to see it.
And it's just crazy. These people will come out of the woodwork, and if you
Yes.
put yourself out there in a very authentic, real way, I mean, I did it, and look what happened.
Also, you never know who's looking for exactly what you have to offer.
Exactly.
It doesn't even matter if you're talking about yourself, dating, or like your expertise or what you're into, anime, like it could be
Yeah,
anything, but like people might need to see that message on that particular day, or the right person
oh,
could see it and
exactly.
connect you with the right person. What a
And just
beautiful
like the
story.
nerdiness of it too. So we
It was
ended
very nerdy
it
and I
was
loved it. It was
super
very
nerdy.
you.
I mean, I really love Star Wars. I love Lord of the Rings. And so we went on our second date last night, actually.
I know I haven't talked to you about this.
This is big. This
So
is big. So we
exciting.
went on our second date, and this man had a Star Wars card with
Get
a
out.
Darth Vader heart. It was like a Valentine's Day
Y'all, this is
card.
very her. Like, this is
I'm
perfect for you.
obsessed. And
Shout out to him. Like,
he also used AI to make a song. I have not told you about this. And it's a Khaleesi song that has my name in it. And we both love Trap House. We did a Spotify blend and have 92% of the same music taste. I mean, it's
beautiful.
just wild. And he went to Ormond's Cheese Shop and got raclette because he's French. So he also understands when I speak French. It's wild, y'all. And I thought that I was reaching for the stars, or, just when it
No.
came to my standards. And so we'll see where this goes.
I love this. What a
We'll
great
see.
update to like kick us off. Honestly, this podcast is I recognize that we've been a little formal in our first 2 episodes, but we're trying to figure out the flow,
Yes.
but we are trying to make it about real life. Like life is bigger than work. Life is bigger than social media. Like I want to hear the dating updates. I want to hear life updates.
All the
So,
things.
ideally, for anybody who's looking for a relationship, Instagram could be the new dating app. That's what I'm thinking.
Exactly.
It's your digital
Yeah.
business card, it's your new resume, and it could be your dating app. So
100%.
don't sleep on Insta.
And speaking of, I did a Wing Woman post yesterday, Wing Woman Wednesday,
Yeah.
for my friend Heather I met through working with the Panthers. She already has a date lined up. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's something to this. It's working.
Love
So,
that.
and I just posted last night at like 5 o'clock before the date that I went on from my Wing Woman Wednesday.
Insane.
Yeah.
Y'all, give Meredith a follow if you don't already. But
Me
that
too.
just goes to show that like people are looking for the blend of personal and professional, because I think if you only talk about work, it can get a little boring, and it can also feel like you're having to put yourself inside of a box, and you're like, well, if I can only talk about social media, like how many ways can I say the same thing and not get boring or repetitive? But like
Exactly.
adding in layers and finding like what makes you you, and like the things that make you weird and unique and authentic, bring those out. Like, don't be afraid
Exactly.
to talk about them, because I feel like you do end up finding your community a lot faster when you break down some of those barriers.
100%. And you do that on LinkedIn.
Trying.
You do a great job of it. And I feel like
Petition to
that
make
breaks up
LinkedIn fun again.
exactly, because it breaks up the feed too. Instead of like, I am very excited to announce I have a new job. Like you're actually giving parts of your personal brand on LinkedIn, which makes people want to work with you. And you just did something big recently.
What did I do?
The Disney stuff.
Oh, yeah. That was really cool. I am always like shocked at how social media can connect you and the internet can connect you. Speaking of,
Yes.
connection. But I taught a class a couple of years ago, and like someone from Disney reached out to me because she saw my listing online and asked if I could teach a class to her travel agents. And then in that audience, a travel agent also has a business and also has
Yeah.
80 people that like wanted a class. So they flew me out to Disney, and I was able to present on social media strategy. And probably had I not put myself out there the first time to do that work, which I was terrified to do,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten that opportunity. So I think
Do it scared.
literally do it scared. I push myself too, because I think you and I have talked about this, but you kind of putting yourself out there and like showcasing that you can teach and guide. And I don't know, I just kind of wanted to try it just because like I saw it was possible with you. And I'm like, I have all this knowledge. Like I could try this and I could see where it goes. And fast forward a few years later, here we are like teaching on stages and like getting paid speaking gig money. And I'm like, this is wild. And I always think about it too. Like social media is a lot of educating. And I find myself, even in my day job, explaining to people like why we're doing certain things and how we're doing certain things. And I have a little bit of like a corporate
That's
mindset.
what I love is you have such a good corporate background, which the way that you explain things is it's so good with data-driven things. That's huge that you have the data.
I have to, because all my clients are like, what does this mean? Like, because if I don't, like, I can't just go off of vibes. So I do think that because I love the vibes and I understand the data, it's like that's my superpower, is like
So good.
marrying the two. And I love like having a close connective community. And we'll talk about this later with Ohavia, but like our group chat, like it's a good variety of people who are in the corporate world, who are also
Yes.
business owners, who are also creating content. Like we see it all, and I'm close to, like, you get invited to these parties, and I love being your plus one. Like, I'm
Hey,
seeing,
same
like,
here.
a behind the scenes, like, insight into, like, the creator economy that I wouldn't see just being in corporate. So,
Right.
I feel like the personal and professional blend that we'll probably talk about is, like, so common. I think a lot of people feel like the pressure to pick a lane or the pressure to, like,
Yes.
niche down or pick one or the other, and I feel like that long gone. Like, those like,
We
gone are
are
the
we are
days.
multi-hyphenated, multi-passionate human beings, and I feel like you have to combine all of these things about your personality
Yeah.
and show up as your authentic brand online. Like, I even have in my Instagram bio, nerdy millennial,
Yeah.
and I feel like those little things, those small things about you that are different, that's what's gonna be really helpful in building your brand.
I totally agree. I was curious about, like, we've been in Charlotte for, like, kind of the same amount of time. We go way back. Do you feel like it's easier to be more authentic in a smaller, like, slash mid-sized city like Charlotte? It's not New
Mhm.
York, it's not LA, and you've been in New York. What is it like feeling like you have to grow your brand here
In Charlotte, North
in
Carolina.
Charlotte, North Carolina?
Which I love. So, you look at I came from New York City and it's just it can feel very saturated, right? But you come
Mhm.
here, if you have a new business idea or you have a very specific niche, that can grow very quickly here compared to another place like LA or New York that someone's already done it. It was funny, I
Mhm.
was actually talking to Corey yesterday who came with us to Bali and
In
to
Morocco,
Morocco.
yeah.
And I told him it was funny. I had a client that was asking about like what should I wear during this photo shoot, and I was like, well, let me go look at my friend Corey over here, and he has great style. And I just thought about I don't know any Charlotte influencers who are men who are doing just like men's style.
Yeah.
And so I called Corey yesterday. I was like, do you have some kind of carousel post that's like inspiration for outfits? Because I don't know anyone else that's done
That's
that
doing
in
that.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
And I really recommend you do that because I think that post will do well. And he's like, wow, I haven't been posting much stuff recently, and that's a really great idea. And I guess I'm gonna do it. And he's like, but now I have to go think about like what I'm gonna pull from my closet. And I was like, just
Don't overthink
recycle
it.
your
Yeah.
content. I was like,
Yeah.
you've already done all of these reels, put it all in one carousel and people can swipe through. But I was like, you could be that person in Charlotte because not many people are doing it. Do you know any
No.
male? Yeah, and I think about that person could grow so
Yeah.
fast if that's their niche, while also he can show his photography and all the other things that he does.
Untapped potential. I
Yeah.
feel like Charlotte is one of those places, that's why we love it so much, but people do believe in your ideas, and they wanna
Mhm.
meet the person behind the camera too, like, you get a chance
Yes.
to be an influencer, but then you can also see them down at the bar later that week or a coffee shop or
Yeah.
whatever. So, I do think that there's, like, an intimate part about being in a small slash big city because we all kind of, like, talk to each other, and there's, like,
Yes.
room to meet people that you see
Oh,
online.
absolutely, yeah.
I'm, like, big on I wanna be the same person that you see online as you see in real life. Like, that is
Amen, and that
something
is very you.
but, like, I kinda have to. I feel like this moral obligation to do that, so, I don't know, Charlotte just embraces that creativity, and they embrace the, I don't know, like, vibe that you wanna put out, and, like, all you have to do is kinda try and put yourself out there,
And
and,
put
like,
yourself out there, which is normally the scariest thing for people is putting themselves
literally.
out there.
I think I guess I'm curious, like, you're out and about in Charlotte a lot. Do you feel like the pressure to, like, always be on or at events to be visible? Like, is that something that you think about a lot?
And I can ask you the same thing. I have definitely, this is my 10th year in Charlotte now, which
Mhm.
is crazy to think I've been creating content that whole time. I am definitely more selective now in the events that I go to. And typically it's going to be for supporting another client or, I just went to the Charlotte FC party recently. And that was because of a client that invited me. I didn't even go because of media, but it was funny that I ended up seeing Jensen, who is one of my clients, and she's an amazing influencer here in Charlotte. But that's something that I really wanna go to. That's one of the bigger ones. Now,
Mhm.
I think it's funny that we're bringing this up though, because have you seen the Charlotte influencer drama on TikTok?
I just saw something today. Yeah,
Yeah,
like, just
it's
lack of diversity.
lack of diversity when it comes to certain media events, but I've noticed, like, companies like Black Wednesday, like, Corey is very good about having a diverse
Yeah.
array of influencers, but I think that's something that is a lot of people's lived experience, or they're noticing that there's not a lot of diversity, and that's something that I think is really important for companies to recognize is
So
you need
true.
to be inviting different types of creators, different amounts of followings too, because the other thing is you could have 100,000 followers, but are your followers actually taking action on those posts and getting your ROI? So I think Yeah. It's interesting that Charlotte is learning a little bit of its identity too when it comes to events.
I do think that like we have room to shape it, which is
Yes.
great. And I just saw Winnie's post recently and she was like, I'm not shitting on event like media nights, but also you have to like think about the people who you want in that room. And if you don't want me there, fine. But
Yeah.
like you can't have the same people at every single event and expect to
Correct.
like explore or expand your opportunity or visibility. So I think brands are starting to learn that firsthand, like you said. So
1000%. And also thinking about like, is that going to be worth your time? Because I get
yeah,
paid. I get paid for my posts, and that's how I survive. I don't have a husband that's helping with supplementing income. And so you also have to think about, is this going to give me an ROI too from what I'm putting out there? So even if you get the invite, that's great, but it's free advertising for that company, and typically a lot of influencers are getting paid to do that. So I need to have some kind of connection to that company or know the person who's behind it.
to
Just
make it feel worth your
to
time.
make it feel worth my
We're
time.
also all busy. Like, you can't just
Yes.
go to every media night just for funsies. Like,
Oh,
it is great because you get to meet connections and stuff, but I do think that it's work on us.
I mean,
So it's
I'm
like, what is
spending
this bringing?
hours.
Yeah,
I'm spending hours and hours on these videos, and then also like you're thinking about, you also want to be present, but at the same time, you also have to be thinking about creating content. So, that's what I'm getting paid to do for social media content creation and
yeah.
social media correspondence, and same for you. So it's important to weigh those options.
And the price is the price.
Price is the price. We talk about that with Ohavia too.
I was going to say, and that is something that we are going to talk about. We have a great guest coming up, and she is obviously building, thriving. She's everywhere all at once. She's one of our favorite people in the world. So right when we come back, you will see our conversation with Ohavia, and hope you enjoy.
All right, also from the group chat to the podcast, we have made it here with our special guest, the Ohavia Phillips. Love you, bestie.
I
So
love
glad
you,
you're here.
best friend.
Hey,
I love you so
girl.
much. E, what's up, sis?
Hey, we're so happy to have you. This is so exciting.
This means so much, and thank you. I'm so proud of you all, what this podcast is doing for our city, for creatives, entrepreneurs across the gamut. Y'all are incredible. We in the house.
We in the house.
The trio.
And
We in
proud
the
of
house.
us. We're proud of you.
Literally.
I mean, you do it all. You are a media maven. I mean, you're the Hornets host. You do all things sports and entertainment. Incredible platform that you've been doing the work forever.
literally.
Thank you, my
But
love.
also just your light and your energy. Like, proud to have you as a bestie, and proud for what you do for the city. So thank you for hanging out with us today.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you
I
for
love
being
y'all.
here.
It means a lot. Thank you, of course.
We get to hang out with you, but like having you on the podcast is
Yes.
something special. So
Yes.
glad you could make the time.
No,
And
thank
speaking
y'all.
of, I mean, the personal and professional brand, that's what we've been talking about. And
Yes.
you do
Yes.
it flawlessly. And we're like, how do you manage all this? And you also have your husband, who's an incredible human too, who's just at the Super Bowl.
My love.
Wow.
Yes, we got to get into that.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to tell y'all all the things. So when I think about personal, professional, whether it's meshing or any of the things, number one is, y'all, you have to have fun. I know what it's like to live a life of trying to be in boxes or folks trying to put you in a box, but it's so key that you have to enjoy your life and have fun. And even if you're finding your way, enjoying that journey. And that's what hubby and I do very, very well. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's a lot. And I'm the calendar manager in the house. Y'all, let me tell you something right now. My color codes, I don't know what else to do. Like, it's getting it's getting to be like insane in the best way. Everything is confetti, but systems are the name of the game. First you got to have fun, enjoy your life, enjoy the journey, and then systems. So what works for you? So we're Google Calendar. We're a Google Calendar couple. We very much so utilize whatever we can to just keep it all together. Sometimes we miss things, right? Like, for example, hubby went to both Super Bowl and Grammys, and we had games here with the Hornets, and I wanted to be there and here. Okay, I wanted to be here and there everywhere.
Literally stages all over the country.
Yes.
It's unreal. I'm like, how are
so
they doing
fun.
this? They are the biggest power couple. Just got married in June. The
Yes.
wedding was incredible at
So
the
good.
Gant Center. I mean,
yes. When I tell y'all, all I need is a little private jet, little pink private jet to make it happen. But we really
That is
love
in
it.
your
great with
future.
outfits.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
But when I tell y'all we love it, just a lot of systems. Some things fall through the cracks. We get back up and figure it out. But we really love what we do. So we figure ways to make it work, make it work.
that's right.
I'm so curious because you guys both do a lot, but how did you even get here? Because I do think that your origin story is important.
Meanwhile, you were here the whole time.
Literally, because
So-
I do want to give the listeners some background.
Yeah.
We met at People's Market
That's
because
right.
I was a frequent patron. If you know, you know.
Yep.
This
And
was
did
when.
you know that that's also where we met?
Correct. Literally.
This
She
is
was
your
doing
spot.
EmpowerCon.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Mare was
so
doing
funny.
EmpowerCon. Mm-hmm.
And we go way back. What year was that? It was like 2018,
2018.
2017?
Honestly, no. Yeah, I quit news 2018. So that was, I'm talking
A
January.
while ago.
Yeah.
And I just knew right away. I was like, this girl is a rock star. And even just coming up to the counter, I'm like, what do we do? What do we order from? I was like, she is awesome, and I need to be friends with her. And I mean, I felt the same way about you too. But
Same,
I was like, when you
same.
just know, you know. And I was
Same.
just like, this girl's gonna do amazing things. And like, fast forward, we connect again through Meredith.
Yes.
But you've like grown so much since then, and
Thank you,
opportunities
sis.
are just flowing.
Thank
And we
you.
even referenced you on our first episode because you do a lot of influencing for good, and you
Yes.
put your money where your mouth is, and you're
Okay.
out there and you're active. So talk to us a little bit about how you got here.
Okay, so origin story is my favorite thing, E, and I want to take the time also to say, community is key. You two have been there from the beginning, and I thank you for never switching up and just always inspiring. But my story starts out as a girl who thought her journey would start in television news. I was a reporter and a producer, was very blessed to cover a lot of the headlines that were key at that time. Well, in my year 5 in television news, I realized I wanted to tell stories that left people feeling positive, feeling whole, feeling good. Not to mention, when I would clock in at work, I'm breaking out at hives. I'm having anxiety attacks. I'm panicking because it's like the future version of who I was becoming and the present version of where I was like, this is for good, but there's more to be done. So I decided to quit television news and start my own LLC, the O Show LLC. And in that time, I said, you know what? I am so obsessed with this dream. I want to make this happen. I want to bring this to the masses. I'm willing to do whatever. I became a barista where I met my girls. Shout out to People's Market. Loved it. E, I don't know if you remember, I always wore my own brand.
Yes.
So I remember I was the barista with the positive vibes, always amazing, telling people they're amazing, and then it began to grow. Then I started trapping T-shirts out my trunk, the Nissan Versa, and it just started growing. And I never forget, I would change clothes in the bathroom, y'all, at the coffee house, and then go and MC an event. Then what started happening was it was happening every week. And I was like, I think there's something here. Meanwhile, I didn't know the elements of emceeing. For me, storytelling was from a desk. So it was different. It was a new world for me. And one thing I will say is clients, people, they will let you know what they want from you. You don't have to rack your brain, work smart and not hard. I had clients tell me like, you do really well with emceeing and storytelling. You make folks comfortable. You should consider going full time into this. So I said, well, on top of the O Show and trying to figure out being a talk show host, let's do it. And so here we are. A lot of prayers, a lot of crying, a lot of pivots, but we're here. 10 years in the game and counting. So I'm grateful.
It's amazing. And I just love that you talk about your news background, which is also the same thing with me.
Yes.
And even with also Eve, because all of us have a journalism in some way background.
Yeah.
And how do you think that helps you now in content creation?
Ooh, 3 big things. 1, my speed. Nobody's beating my speed.
You are so fast.
And
I love it so much.
But it's that television news, when we had to, go and shoot it and then have the package in 30 minutes. Meanwhile, for context, you all, a package can be anywhere between 1 minute 45 to 3. I mean, absolutely do your research on that, but it is a lot of work and you have to be fast. So the first thing is my speed. Second thing is accuracy. I don't believe in ever hitting a mic or sharing anything, disseminating any information if I don't know what I'm talking about. I just won't talk about it. And I think the third thing is community building, because when I was in TV news, you had to know who was on the block. You had to know who worked where, here, everywhere, because not only did you want the scoop, that was the last part of it. You wanted them to trust you. Whenever I have this story, if I ever need to interview you, I need you to trust me. So those 3 things just honestly became my superpower in building my business and still helps me to this day in content creation, stakeholder relationships. I mean, yeah, especially on that speed.
You hit the nail on the head with what I tell all of my journalist clients, all of my TV reporters, and also news is changing so much now. Right. And a lot of people are getting their news from where?
Right here.
On social,
on social,
right? And and I mean, I just think about even how important your voice was, especially during everything that was happening with George Floyd and Black Lives Matter. I mean, you've been doing this way before anyone really. I think because your educational background is so helpful in building that platform.
Thanks, man.
And I love it. I just love to see it. And then you were able to finally go full time with what you love to do.
Yes.
What was it that like hit you that you're like, I got to do it. I got to go full time.
It really was the call from the community. It was the call from the amazing familia. They showed me something that I did not see. I knew it was there, but I didn't see it, which is why I say it is so key to really lean into your community because they'll tell you what they want from you. And for me, I said, you know what, I'm going full time when I kept getting booked to MC events. And I was more at the events than I was at People's Market at the coffee house. And then I'm noticing a pattern. I barely was at the coffee house. And they would catch up with me like, hey, I saw you MC this. So at a point you realize, you know, you look at the numbers, that ROI never lies. And I said, I think I'm going to make this a thing. And y'all, it just took off. 2019 was really when it really started tipping. 2020, little did I know that lifting my voice for what was right would put me in a position to share more good stories and more positivity and honestly stand on, you know, my own core values as a business owner. And then everything just started taking up. Then it was Charlotte Hornets. Then it was, I don't even want to start naming things because there's even more things to name. But having a blast in all things sports, entertainment, radio, television, and we didn't even get to the influencer side of things. With all of these incredible businesses and brands. And so, you know, enjoying the journey along the way. And I'm going to be honest, I was just following my yellow brick road. Like, you know, like just following my little yellow brick road because I just believed in it so much.
And also, speaking of believing, I mean, your faith is really centered to you, and I feel like you put God first in everything. And you can see that you're constantly, you know, we're not trying to make this a church service, but you're giving glory to God in everything that you do, which that's center for you, and you don't shy away from that. It's part of your personal brand.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a really cool thing to.
Thanks, Mary.
I wanted to ask too, because you get a lot of opportunities because you are so amazing, and you have this like authentic energy and vibe, and that's what people gravitate towards, and they're like, we need that in the room. How do you balance like people wanting your energy and like taking a job because you know it's the right fit for you and not losing that center, and finding the right partners who like actually believe in you and not just like want to take from you, like I don't know, people who want to like pour into you. I'm just curious because you get booked for a lot of things, so I'm like, how do you decide who to work with and like what is core to your value?
I am very inspired by investing in who I want to be in this industry. And so for me, what helps kind of cut the cord of those who just want the energy but not sure where they want to place it is being willing to invest, which why for me, I knew that I had to make emceeing a business because immediately when folks realized that it wasn't a hobby or she wasn't doing this thing for fun, it also helped with the respectability of the professionalism. So now, oh, we got to pay this girl to bring this energy, you know, and oh, she's serious about let's meet before she says yes. And I still do that to this day. You know, I want a coffee meeting, a Zoom meeting. I want to know your vision, mission, core values of the business. I'm looking at your stats. I want to know who you've sewn into. Have you been in the streets? Because y'all know I love our city and I really believe in boots on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So where them fans at? I want to know what you've been doing, you know? And so I just am very grateful because being intentional, and I'm also going to say this, we don't talk about this enough, you got to be willing to be slow about it, right? I know we want to scale and monetize and become and be it, but how you get to all of that is you got to be willing to slow it down. And so I spent those budding years, the first to 3 years in entrepreneurship, really relationship building, meeting folks, and then really being honest about the fee and standing on that, having nonprofit fees because I believe you should serve your communities back. And I even still to this day do things pro bono if it really aligns. So for me, it's really that relationship building and let people invest in you, man. If they love you for real and they take you seriously and they want you to win and they want to take the vision to the next level, they'll be willing to invest, and it's not always money.
That is
not
so
always
true.
money.
And I feel like also I'm glad that you brought up the price is the price, right? I mean, something that we really enjoy within our just our friendships is really recognizing what we're worth through our conversations with each other. And that's also how everyone is able to elevate is by saying, hey, what are you charging for this post? Or what are you charging for this speaking fee? And if we all stand on it together, things are better.
Thank you all, by the way, because let me tell y'all, I'm going to snitch on them. They have been so helpful in trying to navigate even that space as women in all of the things. You know, it's sometimes cumbersome knowing how to say the things, balance it, but you all have been so pivotal in that, leaning back into community. The girls you can ask, mentorship, you know, folks that are willing to share that. So thank y'all. Because the money talk was always... weird.
I feel like
not anymore though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm so pro money chat with the girls, and Meredith knows this. Like, I'll bring it up. I'll just straight up ask, and if people are like, "Oh no, maybe," I want to normalize it. And I think having a community of people that you trust, who you can go to, and just use as like data points. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be
Yes.
her price is your price, but it's like, okay, it's a benchmark.
That's
now I
right.
know.
That's right.
I remember finding out that I was being underpaid by asking my manager, who was a woman, like, you know, how much are you getting paid? Or just more of like having that conversation, or she was leaving and she was like, be sure to ask for this amount. I was getting paid significantly less than that.
Wow.
And without her telling me that, I would have not known what to shoot for. I wouldn't have known what to ask for. And it like gave me some gumption, and it gave me like a little bit more guts like throughout my corporate career, where I'm like, oh no, people are making this money. Like the universe isn't on a budget. Like there's money everywhere, and you just have to go find it. And like when you ask for what you want, and like the price is the price, and if you want me there, you got to pay.
Invest.
And you got to invest in finding the right partners to do that. But I love that about you, and that you're very selective, but having that community, I feel like, is so important.
so important.
Our group chat is fire, though.
Oh,
like, this or
shout out
better.
to This or Better.
God bless.
Everybody's
me
so
up. It
lovely,
holds
and
me
like,
up.
anytime we're having a bad day, or like anybody's going through something, we just
Yes.
like, we're not talking about all the things all the time, but it's like we know we have each other's backs
And
when we
it
need
just makes such a difference, because while you're building, you need people you can trust to lean on, cry with. Y'all, if y'all know how many times I've cried. I'm talking ugly cry.
Bawling.
Viola Davis in Fences when she was
Not
cry. Yes. Okay. Concerned.
Well,
If
and
y'all
shout
were
out to Mare, because I feel like you do such a good job of
You
like
do.
bringing everybody together, and like you were the core reason as to like why that group came together. And I thank her all the time, especially when a few drinks are flowing, because I'm always like, I'm just so grateful we have each other.
Speaking of crying, yeah.
I'm not afraid to shed a few tears. But I do think that you have a knack for like kind of identifying people who are special and kind of like can add value in certain spaces, and you like curate groups and connect people and like make sure that people feel supported. So, I mean, shout out to you, because like I probably wouldn't have like connected with Ohavia otherwise. So it's just kind of fun to like see that group chats and your girl gang like really impacts your success, because like your network is your net worth.
It's everything. And I think about the amount of just situations, life situations, business conversations that we've had. If I wouldn't have had y'all's impact or really your support through all of it, I feel like I wouldn't have been able to do anything that I've done in my career. Honestly, it comes from these friendships and these relationships. So
Well, you would have been successful for sure, because you. But I think
I think
helps
it's
you
that
accelerate.
It helps you accelerate, and I feel more confident though because of my amazing friends and the people in your network. Yeah.
Makes you feel a little less alone when you know you have people that you can lean on. So.
Yes. Amen.
A little less alone. I don't know. That's sad on me.
And also giving you props too. One of my, I mean, I didn't even understand what to charge for speaking gigs, and you helped get me hired.
Yeah.
Go up. Okay.
Higher.
But exactly. And had I not had Elena tell me and give me that threshold, I would have never understood.
I was
so
like, you can charge $4,000 for this.
and you gave back to me the same way that you had someone else mentor you. And I just think that it's huge. I'm very grateful.
So true.
I love y'all.
Just a little love fest.
you.
over
I know,
there.
love
For
fest.
real. The camera's honestly just on our everyday
Literally.
when we hang out.
Well, I'm curious, like, as you have a million things going on, like you're so busy. We don't get to see you that often because you are booked and busy. So we're grateful you're here. But like, I'm curious, how do you, like, you're working with the Hornets.
Yeah.
You've written a book. You've interviewed like stars. Like, and when I say stars, like, one that sticks out to me is like Stacey Abrams, and like women
God,
that
that's so
we
cool.
are. Like, I remember that when that happened, I was like, "That's my girl." Like,
Yes.
and this was
Yes.
so exciting. And like, you get all of these opportunities, but like, how do you compartmentalize and B, like, what does your social media flow look like? Because you obviously like want to get that information out there, but like, how are you staying organized? Obviously, Google Calendars are
Absolutely.
important,
Yes. I'm so glad you asked this, sis, because the truth is it's really systems, right? And I'm a huge fan of plug and play. So if I know I have a busy week coming up, I batch create and I just set it on a timer for Instagram, Facebook, because I'm on all social platforms. And I just set that timer and let it go. And that also helps me take the pressure off, because the social media is only 20% for real of what God has blessed me to do. The rest is in person. So it's flights, it's relationship building, it's interviews. But what a lot of people don't know, it's the prep for all of those things. So I'm studying the greats. I'm vetting. I'm doing research on everyone, meaning like who they are, really to know before I go into the interview or what have you. And then even aside from the interview part of it and traveling to MC, it's just also balancing being married, you know? And my husband also is him. He's on the music side of things, and his stuff is incredible. His platforms are huge, and his clientele is as well. So I say all this to say that systems are the name of the game. You also pick your favorite platform, whatever it is. I don't want to call any out. I personally use Google for everything because it just helps to organize my life. It also makes it easy to mesh calendars with my loved ones, you name it. We fit family time in, and it is a lot of work, but it's the willingness, Yeah. Because in between, you just don't want to forget your community. You don't want to forget your family along the way. So a lot of systems, a lot of work, a lot of punching the air when we miss dates.
A lot of that.
Yo, when I miss dates, I'm like, it's bad.
Yeah, you're like,
but
no.
But it's okay. It happens.
I was gonna say,
go ahead,
no, you're
please.
good. I was just going to say, how do you decide like what to post and like what's
yes.
personal versus professional? Because you still want to maintain like you and y'all's love and just energy or whatever you have to post about personally. But then you've also got like work obligations.
For sure. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I actually don't separate. I don't. I'm the type, what you see is really what you get. I'm not about to be
same.
I'm not about to be right. I mean, because that's exhausting.
Yeah.
And I've tried it and it did not work for me. So literally the Ohavia you see on the court is the Ohavia with her hubby when we're doing that video, is the Ohavia when I'm doing anything related to my talk show, is the Ohavia emceeing. I don't believe in separating only because that's true authenticity. And I am an authenticity champ. And I feel like if you are, you have to live it. Don't just speak it, but live it. So I put it all out there, me losing weight in real time. Y'all saw me get thick and lose weight in real time. You saw me be single and be married in real time. You saw me struggle. And even when I think about the different eras of Ohavia, merch era, y'all witnessed that. As it came and it went. My first book ever, which was a book about 365 positive quotes, I'll never forget, I had a misspelling on the back of it because I was a self-published author. They held me down, but I'm saying y'all were a part of it. Y'all were there, and I did a video about it, right? So I'm naming all of these examples because I feel like 2026 is the year of the real.
Amen.
People want to see it. I love hyper-produced content. I love when it looks good, but there are moments for that. I feel like if you really want to reach folks in this new year, they want to see you for real. And I'm so grateful that I live that. So what it is it really is what it is. So I don't believe in separating.
Especially
now, some
in the
people
world
have
of
to.
AI too. I mean,
Yes.
we talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, you really are the same person, which is incredible that you have this energy all the time. Where do you get your energy? And then also, how do you protect your voice?
Yes.
You're talking all the time.
Yes. Throat coat. I actually had some on the way to you all because we had games back to back. But throat coat, I work out a lot. I'm addicted to the gym because I feel like you can't go out and give your best energy if you're not healthy within. I'm also in a phenomenal healing journey, seeing God do things for my family, things I've prayed for 10 years. 15 years, he's doing it. And that also motivates me to keep praying and keep going. I also believe whatever's in you comes out. So really taking care of yourself and knowing your seasons. So when you want to pop out, when you want to be in the house, and respecting and honoring those things about yourself, because if I'm not separating personal and professional, I need to make sure I'm healthy so I'm not on.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have to be on all the time every time you step out?
Girl, no. Girl, no. My outfits be on.
Yeah.
But I don't be
Okay.
on. My outfit's going to be on, though.
Speaking of, look at those shoes. Look at those shoes, y'all.
Okay.
Oh
A
my
little bow to
God.
the lay, a little ballet.
I love.
Yes, yes. These questions are fire, too, because it's very introspective for those who are also building, because I feel like there was an era where gurus told us to separate. There was a time where we were told, be mindful, and here's what it looks like in this box. And don't get me wrong, it did its time, but I feel like we want to see what's up. We want to see the real. So
I was going to say, gone are the days where we feel pressure to pick a lane. I feel like we are all three multi-hyphenate, badass women who are doing all the things. And I feel like at one point it was kind of looked down upon, well, you can't be doing this and that.
Oh, for sure.
You can't be trying this, but also still figuring out this. And I think that you are, all of us are really living, breathing examples that you can do a lot of things. What's better than a 32-year-old or 33-year-old a Hornets host?
Yes.
But a 33-year-old Hornets host who also is married and who also does gym and also loves anime and also loves Slipknot.
My goodness.
We might see you on Twitch playing
You're
Sims.
going to see me on Twitch.
I love.
Shout out to Sims. Look, EA Sports, I love you too. Look, let me tell y'all, gaming is a huge part of that as well. But yep.
I love that. And just the fact that you're kind of showing people that you can do a lot of different things and still have a through line.
Yes.
And I think that makes you more likable and it gives people points of connection. You guys are both into really nerdy shit and I love that.
We really are. Well,
I don't think you want to go on this episode because I'm about to.
O and I are in my Jeep with the top down, screaming Flyleaf, I mean, it's,
I don't even know who that is. So
scream like a screamo.
I can feel
sorry.
you all around me. thick.
Okay, yes, I know.
You know?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
huge
love that.
Flyleaf fan.
I love that.
And people don't know that we're really into hard rock
Slipknot,
video games.
I could really keep going. I mean, Green Day. Shout out to Green Day. Y'all did that. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that when you surprise people, you know?
Yeah.
It's just,
I think now
great.
we're starting to see too, like, let that freak flag fly.
Exactly.
Like, be weird. People want to see the weird, and that authenticity
Yes.
part, like, that is what people gravitate towards.
Yes.
And
That's what
I don't
they
want to
remember.
see like
Yeah.
overly perfect and polished. I want
No.
to see like fun and behind the scenes.
Yes.
I'm trying to be more like in the moment. We talk about this a lot, but like I have a habit of like doing things and then like having to retroactively talk about it after the fact versus
Okay.
like trying to like document in the real time
Nice.
of like how I'm actually feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I crave watching people in real time.
Yes.
Why can't I myself do that? And it's always a challenge to me because I'm like always focused on the work in the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm like not thinking about like, oh, I need to like probably record this or like, oh,
Yeah.
I should actually like talk about how I'm feeling behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So in 2026, I'm like really trying to give myself time to like reflect and figure out like
Yes.
what I actually want to say. And I just find it interesting like how social media gives people like this window into like real time.
oh yeah.
Truly.
And it's a muscle. Like it's
Yeah, it
something
is.
that you
It is
do.
a muscle.
And
Yeah.
I learned about the posting in the moment.
Yeah.
Who'd I learn that from? The Queen. And I was like, how is she doing this so fast? But
Yes.
it made me realize like it doesn't need to be perfect. Just
No.
get it out there.
I'm telling
and
you.
that's
Yeah.
I learned that from you.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we were talking, me and Elena were when we were in Europe this past
Yeah.
summer, and she's like, you know what, just do it. We're just gonna post it.
Just post it. Yeah. I mean,
Well, tell us your strategy. Like if you have an event, because that really did help us. Because
Okay.
I was like, how do you post while you're at an event? Like,
Okay.
So your strategy of like getting to the event and like
oh, I
doing
got
your
you.
thing.
Yes, I always show up 2 hours ahead of any event, always. Because get this, yes, it's for them, but it's really for me. So I like to get dressed up, get dolled up, get my content, and then we going right into rehearsals. And so what's hilarious is by the time I touch the mic doing the welcome, like when the event starts, I've already posted the outfit for the event. And then what I'm also doing along, like in between the breaks, is I'm just documenting, you know, who's there, what's happening, the behind the scenes. And y'all, depending. So there are some galas where there's a dinner break, right? So say we're doing a gala and there's a dinner break. Well, I already got my clips. So while they're eating, I'm actually in the back of the room editing, splicing, putting it together, and it's up. It's up by the time we're about to do the third part of the event. Now, remember I told you I show up 2 hours early, right? So I even have thank you so much. Here's my outfit, because I always do outfit changes. But guess what? I already got that earlier in the day when I showed up earlier. So it's just rinse and repeat, you all. It's finding what works and just remaining consistent. And you know what? I'm a hugger and a talker, but when I'm in that mode, that's why I show up early, because before the folks get there, I have to get my content. I got to just get what I need. And then by the time y'all come, I can hug you and talk full out.
So
And
all
be
I need
present.
to do is just be early.
So be early.
I'm like,
early.
I'm late to everything, so I just
Me
have to
too.
get there a little early because my biggest thing is like I want to be present and I want to be in
Yes.
the moment and I want to like
Yes.
feel all of the things that I'm feeling and I want to
Yes.
talk and mingle. But you guys like slip to the bathroom and like
Yes.
slip in
That's
the
what
back.
I do.
I slip in the
To
back.
me, I'm like, oh my
Bathroom,
god,
man.
like
Yes.
it's like almost two sides of my brain.
Yeah.
To where I'm like, I'm just gonna capture, and then I'll figure it out when I get home.
Okay.
But then like the moment is gone, and so that's where you guys just set the standard to where it's like you're there and you're at the event,
Yeah,
and you're already
just-
posting, and I'm like.
It's that news background.
It
I'm telling you,
is.
it's so interesting how
It is.
reporters and journalists
Yes.
make some of the best content creators because
Yeah.
you can synthesize so much information and just put it out there. And you have that. That's
you
it.
do.
Well, I
You
was
do,
never
E. You
really out in
got
the
it.
field. Like, it was so crazy because, like, I was always doing behind the scenes production stuff, but, like,
Yeah.
it was always, like, I was doing game time stuff at one
Yeah.
point, and I'm like, yeah, that is in the moment, and I would just kind of rip it and then, like, be out. But putting stuff out on social media, like, I'm just so particular about how things look, and I let perfection
Okay.
kind of, like, stop me
Okay.
from just
yeah,
making
perfection
something.
paralysis.
Yeah,
Because I'm
correction,
like,
yeah.
I want this to be great. It's such a great moment. It's such
Yeah.
a great event. But then
Yeah.
I think, like, well, then I have to give it proper time and I got to give it proper energy. And like, if
Yeah.
I've had a few drinks, like, what am I going to put out? Like,
No,
I
that's
just,
valid.
Well,
I
and
feel
it's
like
never,
that's
it's
valid.
never going to be perfect. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
never,
We know.
perfect.
never.
I know. I always wait till I get home and then I'm like, oh, who wants to do this? Like, and then the next day I'm doing something else.
But that's
So
what I'm saying.
I get so behind and I'm like, oh,
And then
I
the,
need
the
to
next
be
day
on it.
comes, and you know, we're lightning speed on everything we do, what we're building. So I just like to slip in the back, get it real quick, and then
You're so good at it.
You know.
Yeah. I was wondering too, like we have a few more minutes, so we have a rapid fire.
Let's do it.
Please give me the rapid fire.
Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to add too? Like in terms of like your workflow, your vibes, what you're up to right now, like anything.
What are you channeling right now?
Yeah,
because
like
the
what's
things
your
that you
vibes?
channel,
Yes.
it helps everyone.
Let's see. Mogul. And mogul, you all, isn't always a million views. It's not always a million likes. It's not always what the world makes it about. I believe that a mogul is one who recognizes seasons and pivots with perfection. And when I say perfection, it's you know what you've been called to do and the way you've been called to do it. And so with every season, no matter what change, no matter the trends, the challenges, no matter what comes and goes, when you are rooted in what you've been called to do, the way you've been called to do it, which is why authenticity is so key, you'll always be set apart. So I've just been in my mogul era this year. And for me, it's been, how can we take this thing up? How can we make it bigger and still be Ohavia? And I'm so grateful I didn't lose my soul and my heart and just my sweetness in the industry and just with all of the things because it can happen and I understand it too. Everything moves so fast. There's timelines and you name it. So I get it. And I don't fault anybody for that, but I'm so grateful that even in the midst of that, nothing has changed. You know, my weight did and my outfit did. But that's it.
Good.
That's it, girl. We look good.
Yeah,
we look good.
Looking good.
Yes.
I love us so much. All right, well, we'll hit you with a couple. And I
I'm
figured it would be
excited.
just kind of fun to like shoot the shit a little bit and hear from you. And it's kind of like a this or that or just quick answers. You don't have to think too hard. But if we have answers, we can just go for it. Okay?
Sounds
I
great.
like it. Let's
All
do it.
right, coffee or matcha?
Now y'all know. What's my answer going to be?
Coffee.
Exactly.
Coffee, of course. What?
Bring
How
me
do you
the
take
co-
it?
Black like my excellence.
Yes. No, it's next.
Literally, what are you? Are you coffee?
Coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
for
too.
sure.
Coffee, a latte, iced, always. I love it.
I was like,
big in
we know
matcha.
that about each other.
Yeah.
Now I just started stepping into matcha though. I mean, that lavender matcha changed my
It's
life.
good. I
Yeah.
want to be more of a matcha girly.
Yeah.
Maybe in 2026.
One of my old interns, Trika. She also is she's Panther's top cat. But she has her own matcha Mondays.
For real?
Yes,
love
and
that.
it's
I
her
wanna
own
support
business.
Trika.
I'm so proud of her.
Deal.
So
patron.
Also
shout out.
patronize, yeah.
Shout out, yeah.
Okay, texting or voice notes?
Meredith.
voice notes.
Exactly.
All
You know,
voice
the
notes
time.
for sure.
You
Y'all
gotta
know me.
feel the energy.
Yes.
I mean,
I
the
feel so
voice
weird,
notes
like-
that you send, it makes me so happy.
Also, you can see the and feel the energy
Yes.
versus just seeing a text. So I'm very
Yeah.
pro voice note. I need to do more of them.
Well, you know what's
It's
funny?
fun. It's so
I
fun.
actually don't do voice notes. I just talk to text like an old person. I use
For real, that is-
it dictates everything
Hello,
because
comma.
I'm like, I don't want carpal tunnel.
I'm dead.
We're gonna need these for a long time.
As someone who is
Hello.
online a lot, you sure don't like texting on your phone. She like you are
it.
definitely an Instagram message person over a text person. Are
Yes.
you IG messages over text
I
or phone calls? And
No,
you're a phone
don't call
call
me.
I'm a
too.
phone call. I love phone calls.
Phone call.
don't call me.
Don't call you.
Voice
Okay.
memo me.
Voice memo.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
voice
fair.
memo me.
Okay, now you know.
Yeah.
Okay, what was your last song that you've had on repeat?
Y'all, so I got to tell y'all without saying too much, you know, my husband is about to drop some heat. And I'm going to just leave it at that.
We love.
And so,
Through saying it?
Huh?
Through
It's
saying it?
exclusive. It's exclusive. We're going to talk off camera. But when I tell you, I'm actually ready for that album above all. And that's all I can
For
say.
those who don't know, he's like an excellent producer. He's worked
Yes.
with major artists, obviously
Yes.
a composer.
Yes,
he kind of
yes.
arranges things.
Yes.
Recently at the Super Bowl with Charlie Puth,
Yes.
like fire, killing it. Shout out to
Fire.
Dennis.
Unreal. I just couldn't believe I saw him behind Pharrell at the Grammys. I was like,
Okay.
I was like, what?
Yes.
Is that Dennis?
And fun fact is, a lot of that music, you all, hubby has a huge hand in like, producing, mixing, mastering, and I mean, he works with the best to get the best product. But shout out to Dennis Reed Jr. I almost said his middle name, and he would have been mortified, like, babe, that's between us. But I just love my husband so much, and I just really thank God. Like, I hit the jackpot.
We love.
We have a
Truly.
blast.
Power couple energy. We wanted to bring him up, not because you're not amazing by yourself, but you guys are totally a power couple and you guys support each other and like it comes through.
It's
Yes.
so
Yeah.
beautiful
I
seeing
love
the way
him.
that he cheers you on for
Yes.
everything that you do. He's back there with
Yes, he's
I
my
mean, he's like
cameraman.
he's Instagram husband.
Yes, he is. He's
does
IG
it all.
hubby.
And it's when you see when a couple is equally yoked.
Yes. Mhm.
that is so hard to find for people at y'all's level.
Yeah, it
and
is,
it
it is.
inspires me way more than you can ever imagine. I'm sitting here
So true.
bawling during the ceremony.
Yeah.
Like you see how this is a God. You know,
It's true.
it's
Y'all, let me
beautiful.
tell you my favorite photo, and I'm going to blow it up when we get our first house, is Meredith behind my grandma, sitting beside my aunt,
Oh.
crying. She's like, my mom was like, look at my girl.
Oh,
I was like,
that's
Mommy,
so
I'm
cute.
hanging
Love
this
her
up in the house as soon as I get it in.
That's so
It was so
cute.
precious. Yeah. I love you, girl.
I love that. Okay, we're not done.
Yeah.
What show are you secretly obsessed with, or any like obsessions from a show perspective,
Anime.
or like a book or a
Anime.
podcast?
I'm
Okay.
on Netflix body hard on all the anime trying to catch up.
Okay.
Anime. And I can name some King no Shura. Y'all about to pull a nerd out of me, but anime.
That's why I wanted to ask some of these questions, because there are some things that you guys
Yeah.
might not know about Miss Ohavia
Yeah.
that like we needed to bring out on this pod.
Yep.
What about you?
Oh, for what I'm watching?
Yes.
So I'm a big nerd when it comes to Game of Thrones, and
Yeah.
there's a new show, Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
I saw that, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Is it like
I thought about
a
you.
weekly release?
Yes, on Sundays. But it's funny, I've been trying to read more, y'all. I haven't read
For
a
real?
book in a
When you
hot
picked up
minute.
a book the other day in your content, I was like, good for her.
Well, that's
Yeah,
why
I'm proud
I
of
had to
you.
think about it for a second of what I'm watching. I'm not watching much right
You're
now. I'm
reading.
Yeah.
trying to read.
go,
I'm so proud of you.
So literate.
No, for real.
I'm so happy about that.
It's
Nah, I
actually
need to. I
embarrassing how
should.
long it's been since I've actually read a book. We're reading articles all
We
day,
read every day,
We're looking
though.
at content. But I realized I have not read a book from cover to cover in so long.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's part of the journey.
It's
you know?
part
love
of the
this for you.
journey.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm gonna weigh in here because I do have a couple of shows. Maybe this will bring my community closer, but if anybody's watching Tell Me Lies, DM me, because that
Okay.
is absolutely insane.
Tell Me Lies.
And I love Shrinking right now. So
Everyone's talking about that.
I was about
It's
to say,
so
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
it's cute. It's like a light watch, but it's funny.
Nice.
And great writing. So
And you
overall-
know we love heated rivalry, but we'll get into that
yeah,
later.
yeah, yeah. And Heated Rivalry, we'll watch it again.
Yes.
Twist my arm, please. Okay, basketball or football? I know
I was
the
about
answers
to
to
say,
these, but I want the
you know what you
audience
have to
know.
answer.
Let's go Hornets.
yeah.
Absolutely love basketball. A basketball girly down. You all, I love it so much. Even when I'm not on the court, I'm watching other games. I'm watching the other MCs do their t-shirt tosses and, you know, the behind the scenes links that we have. Basketball all day, y'all.
Yes.
All day.
But you wouldn't say no to a football event.
I wouldn't say no to football.
Heard.
Definitely not.
Or
Yeah.
soccer.
All sports. All
Or
sports.
I was like,
sports.
all of them.
Go
Yeah,
sports.
go sports.
What about you, basketball or football?
I was a basketball cheerleader back in the day. So basketball.
Yeah, I'm basketball too,
on.
all the way. I went to the Hornets game, saw you
Yep.
crushing it yesterday,
My
and
girl
we
was there
won,
last night.
which is amazing.
And we won.
Hornets are crushing it right now.
Actually,
so.
football. Charlotte
about to
FC.
say Charlotte
just went
FC.
to the kit release party. So much fun. And just the music.
I can't wait to go to some games this season.
Yes. That release was fire. Y'all look good out there. I was
know.
like, go Charlotte FC.
May or may not have been wearing the same pants.
We love those pants. Wear them everywhere.
Well, I'm about to
TikTok
borrow those.
shop.
If y'all see these on the court, you know where I got them from.
Yeah,
I'm being
so
fully,
I'll
I'm
take
being
them
fully
off after
transparent.
this.
Yep.
Give me a-
Literally, that's the best part about having girlfriends who are
Thank
the same
God.
size.
Yes.
Okay, what do you think is the most overrated trend right now? Any trends that you're just kind of like, I could do without?
Liberian Girl.
Oh, what is that?
So it's Michael Jackson's iconic song Liberian Girl, but there's like the majorette dance with it.
Oh.
The thing about it is, Mr. Michael Jackson probably like, I didn't mean that when I said Liberian Girl. But when I tell you as a dancer, you know, former dancer from majoretting to ballet, all the things, I love it. It's just, it's not annoying. It's just like every time I scroll, Liberian, and they hitting it. I'm like,
Okay, I need to look this up. I can't believe I haven't seen
literally,
this.
Liberian. That's me scrolling.
I'm dead.
So funny.
But I love y'all doing it though.
She said, I'll still support.
Sure, it's
I'll
great.
Still like
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I be liking it.
Do you have any that you can weigh in on?
No.
No, I don't either. I didn't think about this. But
I'm glad that we asked you
I
because
know,
we didn't have our
right?
own
I don't
answer.
have
It's
an
the newest
answer.
one and everybody's doing it. And I love it. I was just like, no, Mr. Michael Jackson, he beat it.
Yeah.
See, I did
I
that.
can't wait. The musical, I just saw the musical, MJ the Musical, unreal
It's
in
so
Atlanta.
good.
And then it's coming to Charlotte.
Yes.
Yes,
And- yeah.
I'll be there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. And this
And
will
they're
be my
coming out
second
with a
time.
movie.
Yes.
Yes,
That's going to be this summer, I think,
Yes.
right?
It
That man
looks
looks
like it's
good.
going to be amazing.
It's MJ's year.
I can't wait.
It's like having a resurgence. Okay, I think you kind of answered this a little bit, but what does success feel like to you now compared to when you first started? Has it changed?
Oh, this is a
like this is gonna be
beautiful
emotional.
question. And why you trying to make me cry? Dang, these
I was
lashes are
just
bought.
most interested to hear what your answer was, so I think the listeners will know.
So success for me right now is peace, is presence, and is prosperity. Peace, being where my feet are. Ooh, I've come such a long way with that. I used to be the girly that was on the scene, interviewing whatever, but my brain was way over there. You know, thinking about what's next. Am I going to be okay? You know, when you're building a business, it can go so many different ways. Peace, because it surpasseth all understanding. At the end of the day, like everything will be what it will be. But if you don't have peace, it's an L. You know, make sure you always have that inner peace and do the work no matter how long it takes. You're not on anyone's clock. And prosperity, I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it, and not just money. I want to open doors for the next generation of storytellers, y'all. I'm so obsessed right now with that, and building out my curriculum and really putting young people on and opening doors, continuously doing these things, right? So I just want to be prosperous so I can bless others. It makes me cry, but that's really what it just, because I remember I needed an Ohavia, and you email and you search and you're willing to do anything. I was even the coffee runner, and I knew that I wasn't doing those things at the time for no reason. And essentially, I just want to be the person that doesn't make them be the coffee runner. How about this? How about you run a cable for me? I want to see what you can do. Give it a try. Just want to open doors for folks. So.
And you do that.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for all you've done for our teenagers, for 20 under 20.
Yes.
The way that you bring so much energy and inspiration to these kids that are starting businesses at 15. You are that role model for them.
I love them, and I love you, and I love what it means for them. And thank you for letting me do it, because it keeps me in the ecosystem with our young professionals, especially in media. I'm so grateful you even have that media component. I'm like, because there's a generation of storytellers that's raising up, and y'all, it's going to be good. I mean,
I love that. And you're such a good host, obviously. I do the virtual hosting, and then obviously Meredith puts on an event every year with 20 under 20
we love
teens, and they absolutely crush it. And it's like cool people doing really great stuff. And I feel like you always select the best. I've always been on the selection committee, so like seeing the behind the scenes of like, oh my God, I wasn't doing half of this stuff in high school. So
none of us were. Gen Alpha and Gen Z, I'm very excited to see what they do for this world. I'm very impressed.
Yes.
Anything you want to add to the success question? I feel like
No,
we could
I'm
all,
cry.
right?
We
could all
I was already starting to tear up, so I'm like, I'm going to hold off.
I was like, all right.
I'm going to be thinking about that all day.
Yeah. I love that. That was a beautiful question. It's amazing that you give back. I think that that's something I'm working on, or at least and I would love to answer this too and just build on top of that, because I think success to me now in my 30s is like being able to be selective and like not having to say yes to things without out of desperation.
That's beautiful.
And being solidified. And I saw some video the other day. It was like, women are working hard to make money so that we can like be free and like not have to operate out of desperation or obligation.
That's right.
But then women do so much more with their money, I think, than men do. And we like want to give back, and we want to like reinvest into the world. Not that men don't, but I do think that
but female-owned businesses, they give back way more to their community. And it's incredible to see.
So like, yes, money is important, but we do have like that sense of, there's like a little bit of I want to be the person that I wish I saw, and like being able to like kind of like lift a hand or like bring a hand back down to like pull new people up. That's the interesting part about being in our 30s too, because like we're in a unique position to where we're like looking up to the women in our 40s and 50s and seeing how they did it, but then we're also like, we're mentors now too. Like we gotta like reach down and get the and we send the ladder back down.
That's right.
So
always.
I think we all do a pretty good job of like making that a priority.
And we all have those similar values, every single one of us.
Yes.
And I guess I will speak to this because now I'm thinking of my college self. It is all going to work out as long as you are good to people. You genuinely believe in good in others, and you're just doing everything you can to lift up other people. It's all going to work out, and college is not the best 4 years of your life.
That's right.
I heard that all the time when I was in college. And it is, I think our life in our 30s, to me, these are the best years so far.
Telling you,
and then I hear from women, I really look up to women in their 40s, 50s, 60s, hearing the way that they just embody confidence.
Yes.
You don't expire at 25, despite what Leonardo DiCaprio says. You know,
no.
Like,
what?
But there is no timeline but your timeline.
Yes.
And don't worry about having kids by 28. Like none of us have kids.
No.
You know, and like we're not married, and it's everyone has their own.
And I got married at 33, y'all. So like I feel like a lot of these boxes, like what we spoke about earlier, dismantle those, right? Because sometimes the joy truly of life comes out while you're, So I love.
And you waited for the right one, and you guys are so aligned, and it's so beautiful to see. I mean, so anyway,
I love that you brought
I'm just
that
so
up.
proud of you guys.
Look at us.
Okay, last question in that same vein. Who inspires you most in Charlotte? Obviously, other than us.
I know. I was like, who inspires me the most in Charlotte?
Or anybody that you want to shout out that you're like.
Okay, I want to shout out Fly Tie and Jacinda Jacobs. They are the reason that I'm working in sports. I never thought I would be in sports, you all. My goal was to be Oprah Winfrey, right? But not Oprah, Ohavia. And I thought that the scope of my future would just be being a talk show host. Shout out to Jacinda. Talk about girl power. When she was pregnant and about to go on maternity leave, they were like, we're looking for some hosts with high energy. She said, I got one name. She put my name in that room. Oh. She put my name on the table. And so, Jacinda, I love you so much. And shout out to Fly Tie.
Shout out Jacinda.
I love another power couple.
I get so emotional about them. I love them so much. But Fly Tie, what people don't know is he's my big brother. So when y'all see us on the court, we have a time before we get on the court. He's also a mentor. So live, he's giving me feedback on hits. Hey, take it up this way. Let's do this. So I just really admire them down, and they're also like OGs in the game. They're my Mount Rushmore in media. So
and also just super authentic. Like Jacinda took me to meditation, one of my first meditations. Yeah. Just the two of us. And I'm so grateful for that moment. I think it opened me up a lot when it came to just also my faith. And so anyway, we love you guys.
Love that.
Love fest.
I love that question.
Yeah. Well, that was it. Like those were the rapid fires. But I'm so glad that you were able to make it in studio. Obviously, we're here at Star Room. Beautiful setup.
Shout out to Star Room. Can I say that?
Yeah, please.
Shout out to Star Room. Let me tell y'all, when I was starting out in my journey, 2017, 2018, Star Room was very, very pivotal in those early years because I've never been in a studio. I know, well, besides a new studio, right? Like, Star Room was on the helm of doing something different on this scale, on this level. So, Star Room, you're incredible. Thank you for being safe spaces for creatives figuring it out or who are pros. And I'm your number one fan. So,
hey, thank you guys.
Great job, team.
Put the stars up.
Yes,
stars up.
Rock, absolutely. Well, that is a wrap on our episode, but thank you so much for coming. We love you so much.
Love you
wine
so
night
much.
soon, please.
Wine night. I see y'all for wine.
Oh,
I'm on the way.
Yeah, and Sims.
Yes.
Girl, make my day.
Done.
I'll bring my PC.
Please.
Bring the PC.
You are amazing.
I love you. I love you, best friend. Sis, I love you. Thank y'all so much for this.
Well, that's a wrap. Thank you guys so much for listening, and give us a follow on all of the social scene pod, and follow Ohavia, obviously.
At Ohavia Phillips.
Yeah.
Reed. At Ohavia Phillips-Reed. Yes.
Yes.
That's a wrap. Bye.